love musicals so much, and it's, you know, something I've loved since I was a kid, and so to be part of an original movie musical was, you know, kind of a dream, which is why I say the soul expanding part, because they're good for your soul, I think. But it was, you know, in some ways it can be scary when you don't have any real reference points when you're creating something new like this. But the music was so beautiful, and Damien is so, you know, so talented and such a visionary that I knew we were in good hands.
I had met Damien a few months before I read this script, and he's just a very inspiring person and filmmaker, and he talked a lot about wanting to make a film that you just couldn't watch on your iPhone, and you had to go to a movie theater to see with an audience. And then I read the script a few months later, and I thought he really had a chance at making something like that. So I wanted to be a part of it.
And someday as I sing the song, a small town kid will come along. That'll be the thing to push him on and go.
What is that? There's a script?
You better give us all roles!
So our prep process was about 3 months. We did a lot of dance rehearsal, learned to tap dance and ballroom dance. I did singing lessons, Ryan did piano lessons. We recorded some in the studio with our music supervisor, worked with Damien on scene stuff and developing the characters. We improvised and he would write things down. We just sort of, you know, were reshaping parts of the characters and how the story comes together, and that was all sort of a daily thing for those 3 months.
Well, I've always wanted to play piano, so I felt lucky to have the opportunity to spend 3 months with a great tutor, just practicing all the time.
I just heard you play, and I wanted...
Very lucky that we worked together twice before, because there was a lot of work to do on this film, and we were able to just hit the ground running and get to work.
It's wonderful to work with Ryan in the sense that because we've known each other for so long and because we have gotten to work together before, I think it's just easy. I know what it's like to do scenes with him, and I know he's really generous. I know he likes to ad-lib. I know we can improvise. And that we'll find it together, whether it's on the page or it's us just sort of, you know, screwing around in the take and throwing things at each other that will help the other one.
City of Stars. I'm not from LA, and I left my home and family and came out here to pursue a dream. I'm not alone in that, although maybe it's more specific in LA, but a lot of people you know, leave their homes to pursue their dreams.
I moved to LA when I was 15 and started, it was in January, so I started in pilot season and went on lots and lots of auditions. And then every 3-ish months, there would be like a sobbing heap on the floor. What the hell am I doing? Nobody wants me to do this. I'm insane. And why am I not moving home and being a normal kid with my friends? I understood that going on audition after audition and walking into a room where everybody's kind of dressed like the character, they look like you're saying one line and then they ask you to leave because they know you're not right for it. I'd had that experience many times. And I also understood the kind of, like the first year that I went through pilot season, I went out for about 2 months for parts, and I don't think I had a call back for any of them, maybe one, and so my agent just stopped, and I was lucky to even have an agent, stopped sending me out. So I just had no auditions at all.
I like that, timely and timeless. It was exactly kind of the hope, was actually to have it be old and new at the same time, you know, and that's what we talked about every day with every department of the crew. You know, when you're doing a musical, there's lots of different art forms that you have to have painting and architecture and dance and music and literature and narrative all kind of come together, and it has to feel seamless. So David Wasco, our production designer, Mary Zoffreys in costumes, Lena Sandgren on camera, Mandy Moore, the choreographer, they all had to be speaking the same language. So we prepped all together, basically. We were all, housed in these production offices and warehouses in the Valley together, kind of our own little studio system, and kind of built the movie that way. Just hope that it takes them on a ride. I love movies that really create an overwhelming emotional feeling, an emotional response in an audience, but without cheap tricks. The idea that this is a movie about ordinary people going through emotions that we can all relate to, but I want it to feel epic, and I want it to feel overwhelming and beautiful, and the way that life for us individually can feel.
It's a film about pursuing your dreams despite the obstacles, and I think that's something that you either have done or you haven't had the luxury of doing, but either way, that's a theme that resonates with most people.
The movie is very uplifting and joyous, and can also be heartbreaking. It's interesting to talk to people after they've seen it to see which way they've kind of gone after it. Some people are crying and feel like it was, a very devastating kind of ending, and some people find it really uplifting and beautiful that it winds up the way it does. Hope and dreaming is not for nothing, is not pointless. That it's one of the best parts being alive, and that we never know what the next day holds for us. We never know what's on the way around the next corner.